Hello again, Reverend Crystal Cox here, Universal Church of Light. A bit more on the U.S. elections. Okay, so every election. Okay, so have you guys seen the movie Tomorrowland? Check it out with George Clooney. They use the media to create reality. Okay, so when they say the polls that Biden's winning in a landslide, and they've been doing it for months, they're doing that to get that out into the energy field so that people will believe it, because belief creates reality. Those of us on this Nesara page, or wherever you're hearing this, we didn't buy into any of that. So that's really awesome that that's being exposed now on both sides. Finally, people are saying, well, wait a minute, why were the polls so off? Where were they getting all this data? Well, they were making it up so that they could manipulate your belief, because we're quantum, and belief creates reality. Okay? Everybody's suing everybody. But you folks, you quick QAnon folks, you light workers, starseeds, don't lose hope. I mean, this, I don't want to say common sense, but common sense, and many other factors. We knew this was going to happen, right? This has to happen. In order for them to be exposed, we have to let them commit the crimes. Okay, now, I've been doing investigative blogging for decades. The whole thing about any legal case is to let them commit the crime, right? If they're not going to commit the crime in a way that the public can see it, they're not going to be awakened. So you couldn't have Trump just win in a landslide and it be done. It was pretty obvious last night, right? When most of us here in America, I'm on the West Coast, went to bed, Biden didn't have a way to win, right? But by morning, miraculously, he did. Wink, wink, right? Well, we're reading today about, so they didn't do the quantum voting system, right? How easy would that be, right? We all put our fingerprint or something, we all get one vote. Okay, that's easy. The system was never that way because they always had the system rigged. So in order to catch all of these bad guys in everywhere in the United States, and to move to federal voting law, because for those of you who don't know, in America, each state controls their voting. So we don't have like a whole national for the whole state. So what I'm reading today is that let's just say the good guys, the Trump team, the Galactic Counsel, like, all the ballots that went out everywhere were watermarked. So the ballots that they've made up, that they've printed in other countries, and that have miraculously come in to have these boxes of thousands of votes, miraculously, oh, we found 100,000 votes, they're all for Biden. Makes sense? I mean, do a 70-30, you know? Didn't your mom always tell you? I'm just kidding. If you're going to cheat, you know, if you're going to steal something, you know, make it look like you didn't. Don't just go, oh, we found millions and they're all for Biden. You know, they don't even know how to cheat properly. But what's cool is they're going to let the crimes play out. Then they're going to be like, oh, well, those were all watermarked, so soon we'll find out, right? And then there's going to be just massive more arrests of all these people who don't want Trump in, which is treason, right? And can you believe it that we live somewhere where Twitter, a tech company, can censor the president of the United States? That lets you know that who's in charge, right? You always thought maybe it was the government, right? I mean, I always knew that the president didn't run the show, right? There's too many other people. So the shadow government, all that is being exposed. It's all fallen. And it's been for quite some time. So this is just the last, well, not the last, but heading towards the last of it. The public isn't awake. I am shocked. Like, these really big media outlets going, yeah, Biden's going to win and Trump's this and that. So if you're buying into that, then you're freaked out. But if you're on this site, you know that this had to happen. They all have to do that to expose what's really going on, and to expose it to themselves, and to expose it to everyone else. So they're going to learn about polls being manipulated, they're being manipulated, the medical system. Dr. Fauci's going to be, Fauci, whatever you pronounce it, he's going to be fired. Trump kept him on to expose all of that, right? Brought in all of these people, all these executives, and all these people. Everybody's like, they're corrupt, they did this, they did that. They were part of the collapse of the banking system and the mortgage, and Trump's corrupt, so he's bringing them in. Yeah, to expose them and have jurisdiction over them. So don't be disheartened by the election results. if Trump would have won in a landslide, oh great, you know, he'd have won, like, say he won 40% more than Biden. He went way out there, right? Like the movie Secretariat, right? Based on that horse, just boom, past him. Then it'd be over, right? We would have being this close, we're exposing the corruption. We're exposing how they do the secret ballots, how they, webcams, there's going to be so much webcam footage and watermarks, and exposing everywhere they did it. Because they were already dumping hundreds of thousands of votes to Trump. It's already been in the news everywhere, and the big media's like, no, that's not happening. So it's like it's kind of like a comedy detective show. You know, the psychological psyop is, everybody's like, well, it was just against it, and there's no cue, and there's no movement, and there's no. The psychological game was against the other side, and they're falling for it over and over. And for those of you who don't think Nesara Jasara has happened, I've posted this many times, but I know people who have had student debt removed. Okay, so the people that were in arrears, the people that were struggling. Medical debt that has been wiped. The eviction, people aren't allowed to be evicted. People haven't been paying mortgages since COVID started. I myself have had income that I haven't had in 4 or 5 years. It's already started. The relief, the unemployment boost, all of that is part of the debt liberation. Trump eliminated income tax. People voting for Biden, voting for income tax, voting for the lockdown, voting for vaccines, voting, oh my goodness, for their own demise. But just like, what do they say in the South? God bless their souls. But we send them love and light. We don't tell them how stupid they are. And we don't even say, you should believe this, and you should look up this, and you could. The best thing right now and the highest energy, say, I believe, and then leave them to their belief, or don't engage with them. When you hear someone saying, and they're so believed on the Biden being moral and good, and you just go, you perfect the inner eye roll, and you just pat them on the head. No, just send them love and light, and go home and watch your favorite movie. Okay? When they're saying that stuff to you, use your mind and visualize love, visualize what you want to say to them, you know, to help them to open it up. But it isn't going to do any good to tell them how stupid they are. Because they're in for a heartbreak. They really believed in Uncle Joe. Okay? They don't believe he's a pedophile. They don't believe he's demonic or dark. They don't believe Hillary's the androchrome and the sick stuff. They believe that is all a psyop. That's all Trump, right? Trump did everything, right? They've been in politics for 50 years, but Trump did it all. So they honestly believe that. So have compassion, have love. And if you can't, if you find yourself getting angry, change your focus. Go watch your favorite movie for the 20th time. Go have your favorite ice cream or favorite meal. Call someone you love and laugh and love with them. Don't focus on politics. Don't focus on negativity. And if you do focus on politics, focus on New Earth, all right? Trump's going to bring in every student, the money follows the student. Oh my gosh, freedom, liberation for education. Stopping indoctrination. And don't say, oh, well, Biden's going to win, it's going to be all changed. Even if Biden won, and if he wins, Trump's got a plan. The Galactic Council of Light's got a plan to bring down more of the dark. Because the light has already won. The giant demonic forces that held us are gone. Okay? We've been in the Afghanistan war for 20 years. We've been in wars that Biden voted for, okay? So the Democrats, they love the people and they don't want war. They don't get that ISIS was made up by, McCain was with them, but it was McCain, right? That all of these bad guys made up terrorism. We went to, as Americans, we went to everywhere in the world and had bases with the military for the world, right? War, 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 war. Now, no more wars. Peace on earth. And they hate Trump, and they love the person who got us into the wars, which is Biden and all of his dark cronies, and Pelosi and all of her evil cronies. Right? So, the dark cabal leader on earth in human form was George Bush Sr. When they got rid of him through, we won't talk about COVID or the whole, anyway, the choice they gave people. So Nancy is the leader. She's the dark dragon leader that's left in human form, if you can call that human form, because you can tell she's getting all gnarled up and dark. But the people that want to do good, like your neighbor that wants to love black people, They're good. Send them love. I'm not talking about the people rioting and burning things down. I'm talking about the people that are completely brainwashed and delusional. Send them love. You're not going to wake them up by kicking them in the head. Okay? Love. Love. So we create reality with every thought and every action. So if we believe people are good, more good people come into our life and our perception. If we believe Nesara Jasara is playing out, it is. We see it everywhere. There's thousands of documents. But if you be like, it's not going to play out, and Q is a joke, and Kennedy and all this stuff they told us is just... Well, did you think they were going to list their plan so that the bad guys could see it? You have to go within. Know your truth. I don't know your truth. I don't know what kind of reality you want. You get to create it. We're quantum, just like the quantum financial system. We are creating our reality with our thoughts. We are creating our reality with our beliefs, our actions, our every single word. What kind of a reality do you want to live in? One where if you're too stupid to know that Joe Biden's evil and you're dumb. Sorry, try not to curse. Okay, you want that? If you didn't know what you know, do you want someone to tell you how stupid you are? I don't. I'm open to someone saying what they believe, but don't tell me to believe it. I'll come to the knowledge when I come to it. So if you got people in your life who love Joe Biden, just say, well, for me, I believe. It's time to be humble. The light is won, we've won. You may not think Trump's won, but he's frickin' won. Okay? Your job is to be kind. Don't attack people. I believe this. I believe that. If that's the world you want to live in. Because there's a lot of stuff you don't know. I don't care who's listening to this. You don't know a lot of stuff. Okay, there's so many dimensions out there. There's so many, astral traveling and creating on other planes and getting things from other dimensions and parallel realities. And there's so many things out there that you don't know, that I don't know. Okay, I don't want someone to tell me how stupid I am for it. They tell me, oh, I believe blah, 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 and I've seen blah, 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 and then I go research it and I go, wow, or I go, oh, not for me. It's my job to discern what I want in my reality. It's not my job to tell them what they want in their reality. Okay? So what's playing out with the United States elections is beautiful. All of you people in all the other countries that message me and want to know, it's good, it's beautiful, it's love, okay? It's not about Democrats or Republicans, okay? I know that is for a lot of you, but not me. To me, it's about light and dark, okay? Trump's not a Democrat, he's not a Republican. He is working with the Galactic Council of Light to raise the vibration of Mother Earth and her people as we ascend to 5D. And doing this by exposing all the dark and the corruption. And doing it in a gradual way so that the human mind can stay intact. Because our mind is a program. A consciousness. Okay, if you know about the Mandela effect, stuff like that, moving parallel realities, and even when we die, our consciousness moves to another version of us. It's intact. Okay? We remember some things and some things we don't remember. Okay? I'm going to make sure this is still going. So, but you can't actually unknow something, right? So you know it. And, like I know what planet I'm from. I know how many incarnations I've had in different dimensions. I know so much. But in the human form, if we knew all that we knew, like if it was consciously available, all that we really know, we would explode, right? So we're here as light workers and starseeds. We incarnated as human forms for this time right now to raise the vibration of Mother Earth and her people. Well, the humanity... their mind has to awaken themselves. They can't just be shocked into, oh, well, all these bad things have been happening for 100 years and just sit down and shut up and deal with it. They need to awaken themselves to come to that knowledge. Because once you know something, now once you believe something, okay, so we have our beliefs that our parents gave us. My light just went off. We have beliefs that we've picked up at school. We have beliefs for various reasons. And now's the time to decide whether those beliefs are actually your beliefs or not. Okay? And then beliefs turn into knowing. Okay? When you know something, that's when you create it in your reality. And you don't know something by somebody telling you or you reading it. Okay? You know something by experiencing it. So the masses have to watch the Democratic Party be exposed. They have to watch everything unfold. They have to know, because that's how you create reality when you're quantum. They can't just decide whether they believe you or not, or your opinion or not. They have to know. So in order to know, it has to play out in these layers and layers and layers for them to awaken. So keep encouraging them. Keep sending them love and light. Don't encourage them a way of, well, you'll wake up one day and one day you'll be as smart as me. No. They create reality based on their own perception and what they believe for them. You do that for you. So you don't judge them and say their reality is wrong and yours is right. They get the reality they prefer. However, as a mass consciousness, it's like a board game, okay? So we can be as enlightened or in the know, or we can picture and focus on whatever life we want, okay? But we can only go to a certain level of the board game until the mass consciousness comes with, and then we go to the next level of the board game. The matrix, the whatever you want to call it. This is how I believe from my studies that it works here, okay? So we need them to wake up more so we can ascend to the next realm, in the higher dimensions, new earth, however you believe, heaven on earth. But we can't force them to do it. We have to take them intact. And in order for them to come intact, they have to believe, they have to know their beliefs and move to a belief system that is of their personal highest and best good. And then they have to move from belief to knowing. And we can't force that. They have to see it for themselves. So be gentle, send them love, send them light, send them healing. Because the faster humanity awakens, the faster we all ascend. Right now, if you slam anybody or put them down in any way, you're just holding us all back. Okay, we need them to ascend with us. They're not dark people. They're not evil. We can't send them to hell. Can't send them to 3D even. Because they just aren't awake. They don't know this stuff's been happening to them. So that's what they're doing. They're waking up. So send them love and light and don't argue with them. I love you.